This is Larry Bonaroto from LarryOnLearning.com, and this is your Morning Minute. How processes affect you and your team. The strike by longshoremen here in Savannah is creating a logistical nightmare. Nothing is coming in or going out of our harbor, which is the busiest container port on the East Coast. No ships are being loaded or unloaded. Trucks are idle. Trains are idle. The cranes are idle. And container ships are stuck either in port or offshore. The strike reminds us that logistics is a combination of processes and that process is one of the 4 P's that must be managed to achieve success. Let's examine how your processes and how well they are performed affect your organization. An example of a simple process is baking a cake. First, you must have a recipe. That is a process. That includes having the right ingredients in the right amounts at the right temperature. You need an oven, mixing bowl, spoons, spatulas, knives, etc. Everything you will use must be at your fingertips. The recipe, process, explains what to use, how to use it, and the order of steps required for the finished product. Then, as the cake is baking, you have a process for the icing and for applying it after the cake is done. Your success will be determined by how well you follow your recipe, your process. Now, consider the process of assembling the various parts to manufacture a truck. The assembly line may be a mile long. At each station along the line, there must be a process for completing that station's work. At the wheel installation area, they receive a partially built truck from the previous station. From another area, they receive the correct wheels with the tires already mounted. There are 6 people on this installation team. 1 secures the wheels, putting them in position to be installed. There are 4 installers, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. The installers mount the wheels quickly before the truck moves on to the next station, and there is 1 team leader who oversees the team's work, filling in to help when needed. The process is written and it is followed. Great teams have great processes. Those processes must be written, and the team members involved must be trained and organized to complete them. Take the time to examine your processes. What staff is required to complete those tasks? Get the people involved in performing those tasks on board by obtaining their input on how the processes are set up and performed. Then assign responsibility for the process, making 1 person accountable for the team's production. Have everyone involved review and sign a copy of the process. Then repeat your examination for every other process. When there are 3 wide receivers on a football team lined up for a pass play, each has a different route to run. When 1 player catches the pass, the other 2 receivers are to block for him to gain additional yardage. In reviewing the game film, the coach will see how each performed and take corrective action. When examining processes, what gets monitored or measured gets done. Remember these 3 rules. First, great people with poor processes will not produce great results. Second, great processes performed by the wrong people will not produce great results. And third, what gets measured gets done. And that is how processes affect you and your team. And that is today's Morning Minute.